paid as an employee, we can choose to be paid as a business owner, or we could be an investor. Now, if you choose to be paid as an employee, the way it goes is that you pay 28 to 33% taxes. That's 1/3 of our income.
All right, stop. Thank you. That's good. Don't leave. No.
Good job, man.
That was good, y'all.
Man, I remember when you first started, man, you went from average to good to, man, you are like in that level where you're good now, man. When you first started, it was like you was learning information, but now it's like you really take it in and, you know, internalizing it, and always make for a better presentation, man. Good job. Thank you, Joe.
Really good, really good. All right, so what we do next is very important, but before we go into anything, because he's been doing this a while, so he gets it, he understands what happens next and the process. So we're gonna go through his process, but nobody else will go up right now until we really kind of explain what's gonna happen in the processing of presenter training. Is that okay? We'll go ahead. All right, so what we do, you're gonna take notes, we're gonna give him notes, the things that you have for him, we're gonna express to him, and everything is of course expressed in a professional manner, and we already know that, but it's in honesty and truth. Because if you don't tell him the truth, then he won't get better, and that's not gonna help. You can take notes if you want, and I'll always provide the notes that I write. Kevin does, anyone else, if you want to provide those notes, fine. If not, he can just write them down. But we just kind of already have a system. So we're good.
And before we go any deeper, make sure that we're not here to beat you up. We're here to get you better. We're not going to be critical, we're here to be criticism. So what I mean is, we're not here to say, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong. We're saying, okay, maybe you can improve in this area, make improvements in this area, and you did this great. Does that make sense? And so for everyone, so you won't feel like we just beating you up, understand that we're here to get better together. Because there's areas I can work on, there's Candace can work on, and the only way to get better is we work together.
All right, we're ready? So what notes do you all have for Mr. Campbell?
Can't show you guys first notes.
No. I won't go first because I have the longest notes. And it's not because I'm critical. It's not that. It's because I look at different details than other people. It's just kind of it's a great strength. And I'm gonna see some stuff that other people won't see. Kevin's gonna see some stuff that I don't see. And we've been presenting for a while, so our stuff is gonna be massive. But not that he's done horrible, it's just that he want him to grow.
For me, I thought it was awesome presentation. I'm new, and so I felt like you knew the material and you, like you said, you internalize it. What I would like to see more of is personal. Give me your personal testimony, like when Candace talked about her student loan debts and how that gravitated with me. It's like, oh yeah, I can connect with that. So I want to know how it has helped you. You know, that's what I'm always looking at is what did it do for you?
Thank you.
I see the growth, as Kevin said, from day one till now. I mean, it's just awesome to have how well we've done. The one thing I think that we need to work on is not watching the screen, is getting used to when the next presentation comes up without having to look back to see what it is.
Let me give you a presenter secret real quick. I know for anyone who's doing that's designed to make presentations, it's always going to be either a mirror or the presentation going to be set up so you can see it. So, example, in that mirror right there, you can look like you know the information 110%. You look at that mirror.
Yeah.
It's gonna always be, it's not going anywhere. Also, for your personal, so you can have help with Evelyn, you know, being able to see it as well. Whenever you're presenting, if you can position the computer to face you and not the audience, you will never have to look at it.
You can position the computer to face you.
Yeah, sit it in front of you and then you can see it.
Okay, I see you.
But you want to put it in front of you, so.
Directly in front of you.
If you can, you know, if you can't, then, but this is for, you know.
It depends on your role.
You're right.
Yep. But can I just be hard on you, if that's okay?
Can I go first before you go hard on me?
No. I'm just saying with that, I understand the cheat sheets and all that. If you know the information, you know the presentation, you don't need it.
No, you want it. But just until you get there.
My turn? Okay. I mean, it might be a funny joke sometimes, you were talking about assets. That's cool, but at the same time, you really gotta think about who may be in the audience. Because, some people might have had a past they're not proud of or something like that. So we just have to be careful in choosing our words and choose what we talk about and bring attention.
Seeing jokes.
No,
No, I think,
it's the PG-13 rated R jokes.
Yeah.
right.
And you can tell PG jokes, but not the rated R.
Well, I think what he's saying is the sensitivity of the fact that nobody has really ever taught us that your home and cars are not really assets.
Yeah, that part.
So, the fact that we reference from Robert Kiyosaki is because he really does say that, and Robert Kiyosaki is a real estate guru, so he has more money than all of us, and on top of that, who are we to tell them that if I'm 26 years old, that a 50-year-old just said that I told them that their home is not an asset.
I thought Ron was talking about the part where he said.
No, I was talking about the joke.
The joke.
What was the
No,
joke?
you thinking,
Oh,
no,
you
he
didn't
said, we all been taught that we have assets.
Oh! Okay, I thought that he was making a joke about the home being an asset, and like the way
Nah.
the reason we
Nah.
referenced it.
I want to talk about that.
Okay, you're right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the part.
I'm deep, I'm sorry, I'm
Keep
really deep.
it PG, man. Keep it PG.
Okay, I get it now. I was like, we're talking about PG-13, I'm lost. Like, okay, I got it.
Okay.
That was good.
You know, I could have stopped you like before y'all.
Wait, let me fail.
No, keep going.
Hey, Kevin, I ate them. Yeah, that's the part I'm talking about.
All right, y'all got something? Anybody else?
I thought you did a really good job, and you did a good job of connecting with your audience. But like he was saying, just be careful on that tightrope, because you can fall.
Ain't no coming back, because once you make somebody mad in the audience, one of the
It
jokes.
doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah, you can shut them down. Especially if you had some, I was about to put my foot in my mouth. Yeah.
I was gonna let you too.
This is love.
They just killing it today. All right. So I'll go. Anybody else got anything else? All right. So I got a few specifics. Everybody needs to work on this because you hadn't even been up yet. We're gonna work on it together. Your walk. Everybody's walk. Has to be, well, you should have went before me. I told you. Sorry. Gotta go.
Keep going.
I'm probably gonna take all of it.
That's good. That's good.
All right, so let's walk. All right, so the only time we walk, because if I'm walking and I'm talking, you're focused on me walking and you're not understanding usually what I'm saying. Now, you all are very intelligent, so that might not happen to you, but people who don't look at presentations all the time, has never heard this information before, can't really function with you walking and talking. Doesn't really work as well. So, when we walk, this makes you have audience participation. So, have you ever heard of capitalism? Yes. Can anyone tell me what capitalism is? We're walking when we ask a question. We're walking when we ask a question because I'm not talking, you're talking to me, and now I just transitioned on you. Make sense? Make sense? So, second thing, ask more questions. You do a lot of speaking at, and I want to talk to you. Audience participation is the best thing you can have because that means they're engaged in what you're saying and they're paying attention.
You want to write this down?
I got it. Right.
Actually, you didn't take time. Good.
Good. Now I'm gonna go back. Let's go backwards. When you're walking around talking and speaking to people, you wanna be natural. It feels like you're forcing to come talk to me. I know it's kind of funny, but I feel you. I feel your energy, I feel everything about it, and you want to be genuine about why you come to speak to them. So you can even say, hey, I'm glad you're here, that's awesome, but who are you? You know what I'm saying? I'm Khalil, what's your name? Who invited you out tonight? Okay, great, we're glad to have you. That kind of stuff, people can feel it, and it makes you feel more warm when they come in, but don't feel forced on it. And everybody else might not have felt that way, but that's just me.
To help you with that, Khalil, if you know you present tonight, try to stand by the door. Because when they walk in, you can greet them and say, hey, how you doing? My name is Khalil. And I always linger by the door when I got to present. Like, people don't see me do it, but I linger by the door. That way I can talk to them as soon as they walk in. I can say, how you doing? How, you know, and then they come in versus walking around.
Rather than going chair to chair.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and it seems more natural.
Right.
Oh, if you have guests in the room, sometimes, and there's nothing wrong, you didn't do anything wrong with it, but you can, another question you could ask them, and I wrote it down for you, is, so what is it that you do, depending on your timing? I talked to Miss Randall, when she first came in, I asked her some questions, so she didn't know why I was asking. I said, ask what night you tonight? Oh, Mr. Thomas had already gave me a little info about her, so I just asked a couple questions. Pretty cool, and I kept it moving. Now she already kind of feel warm to me, even though she don't know.
Right.
Okay. Ask questions. Yeah. So you were like, I'm sure we all were told that, we were gonna learn about some financial strategies or something like that at the beginning.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the front end, ask them, what were you told?
It's changing.
Yeah, just change it. What were you told? I wrote that down for you. Because what happens is that now you just told me what I came here for, but what if I wasn't told that? Makes sense? So let you, and then now on the front end, the first two questions you asked was to them and they talk to you. When they start talking to you, you winning. But when they don't talk, it's a hard night.
You're losing.
It's a hard night. More audience participation, pretty good jokes, good working knowledge and information, you can tell you're learning it, and that's really good. When you have a good working knowledge, you do real well. Good tone, you speak very loud and clear, which is great. Walk strategy, we did that. In our presentation, you all want to take notes on this, we want to use I, we never want to use I. I probably shouldn't even be talked about. The only thing we should talk about anything with I is when you do your promo, which you want to make sure you add. But it's
when you talk
we,
about yourself.
yeah, when you
Not
talk
what
about
you
yourself.
bad about yourself. Like, I did this, I made
Yeah,
this
this is
mistake.
me. Like when but that's a part of my promo is when I talk about
Yeah.
my mistakes. That makes sense? So that's really good. You want to stop using I, use like I think, well, but we, ours, us, because we're doing this together, we're together community, so you practice that in the front room as well. Be careful with the call outs, like early, what do you think? Or such and such, what do you think? You just ask general questions and let people kind of openly speak. Because when you call out, sometimes it can make people feel uncomfortable and make your guests feel like, oh, you might call on me next. And now that's in their mind instead of them focused on what they need to be focused on. But some of that psychology behind it, no biggie. Just be genuine. You know.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you.
Now, don't get up here scared or anything.
That Candace gave him a lot because he been
He's
doing this
been
a long
doing
time.
this. Like, I wouldn't, anyone else besides Ryan and Early, I would never give it all of that, but he needs all of it because he's been doing it. Everybody has a different level.
Well, I only got 3 points for this. Okay, and for one, your confidence, your ability to understand information has like grown. I'm very, very happy with your confidence now. Because the Khalil before was like, man, I really don't know information. So I can tell you've been really studying it. And so it's always great. It helps with confidence. And then the second thing I had was, it's not about walking, it's your positioning. Everyone can look at this. Like, it's
I
not,
have to put it just
Huh?
for you.
how you did? You know what I said?
Connect your box.
Gotcha. Okay, when you present, you want to position yourself. So before you even come to the front room, you want to get your box. You know what I mean by get your box? Some people that's present, so you want to get your box. You want to make sure it's on this side, you're not blocking anything, and then you want to come over here, get another box on this side. So mine is going to be the American flag and the Arkansas flag. That's my box. Now, you want to get your box, because what you did, Khalil, you had your box, but you always went to the power position. Very important you understand this. You only want to go here in the middle of the room when you're making a great point. This is the most powerful position in the room. You're in the middle. This is a little bit deeper. This is for you when you're making a great point. If you're not making a big, huge point, you want to come back to the comfort position, which is right here and over there. That makes sense? You stand in the middle a whole lot. So everything you said was powerful. That makes sense. So you want to come to the relaxed state. So get your box. And for everyone in the room, you always want to make sure that you come back more, because you're never turning your back in your audience in this position. But if I come up to the front and I present, I'm easily turning my back to the audience. Y'all see the difference? Let me do it one more time. I'm back here. I'm turning my back to the what? The wall. And when I come forward, because the audience on each side, And I turn around, turn back and look. The people. So I always go back further if we can.
So when he's saying that, never turn circles at the front of the room.
Yeah.
So the example of turning a circle, yeah, I will say that. And then, come back here, when you walk, now turn the circle on the end. There you go, you never do that either, okay?
Okay.
That's the same circle, you don't turn you back, you turn you back to your audience. Gotcha.
Disrespect.
Yeah. See, you should be able to see from your box too, right?
Yeah. So the reason Ms. Evelyn said that you turned around and looked at the screen like too is because you were up here and you were like this. If you're back further and you turn and look at your box, they really can't pay attention. You can walk and they don't even know you're looking at it.
Right.
Make a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
And some people that can't see like Kev might not have a peripheral, but if you can see pretty good, you have a peripheral.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How you feel?
All right, I feel good. What I'm gonna do is a lot of tips. So I'm just work on two.
Yeah, that's
what
what
y'all
I'm
told me about. I'm comfortable speaking to people
That's good.
or greeting myself to people. It's just weird when I'm doing it on command, person to person. So I know that if I know I'm presenting, I'll speak to everyone. That's just how I am.
Speak to them anyway. Speak to everyone anyway.
You know what you
You wanna
did?
do
Do it anyway. Even if you're
On
not
a regular
presenting.
basis,
Yeah,
right,
just do it
right.
anyway.
You know what you did that was more natural? That I think when you're thinking I gotta present, so let me go speak, that makes it different. When you walked in, you came over, you was like, hey, Dennis, how you doing?
Yep.
Do that to the people that's here, and then when you go up to the guests, it's the same concept. It's just like, oh, how you doing? You know, because you just spoke to everybody else. So
Yeah,
you were more natural when you spoke to me the first time
Just
you
speak to
came in.
everybody. Speak to
So
everybody.
it was natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it was the concept of thinking, hello, you did great, seriously. And that's why I gave you so many tips, because you say you're gonna go too, but you're gonna get out.
Yeah. Well, I wanna go again, but, not tonight, okay.
Well, I think we need to probably later, but you gotta start with the action.
Yeah, we need to start with training.
Okay.
But great job. One other thing for you, Khalil, because we're gonna talk about this tonight. What would you say helped you the most to learn the presentation?
Karen. Caring about situations, people like.
Outside of that, what steps have you?
What tools did you use to learn?
I get on the conference calls.
And you do them.
Yeah, you gotta do the conference calls. And I pay close attention to people who's presenting, since I know that my dad.
Absolutely. Very key things. When you come to presentations from your own, it shouldn't just be coming to look and hear what we got to talk about because we got a presentation. You should be taking notes on things that little key notes, transition slides, things like that. It's all gonna come together, but those are what you wanna look at. Does everyone have a notes, presenter training notes, and contractual agreement is coming?
Yeah, contract agreement all the time. Sorry.
No. Everybody got notes?
Jackie, my piece of paper right here?
Yeah, I just screws took it off.
Oh, okay.
Can you pass us down some notes? Can you?
Do we all need to get notes?
Kevin, I'm sorry, Catherine needs notes.
Okay.
They don't have to have notes, but it's just extra if they want. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so for all the people in the room who are like big picture thinkers, we have a system to teach you how to present. Mr. Ryan Williams is part of that system, Candace, myself, and who else? Now, I want to explain the system to you so you can see how we do this, and it makes it a whole lot easier on you. Candace mentioned earlier about the conference calls. Those are practice so you can learn how to present. The reason Khalil knows the content so well is because he presents it on the conference call. Once people go from the conference call, we do stuff like this, and they go immediately and start presenting in front of the room. Or they may be assigned to bring up me, or bring up Candace, or bring up someone else, and that helps you with your confidence. Because it's better for you to mess up on saying my name versus you mess up on $200 with the W-4. You see what I'm saying? So it's designed that way. It's designed that way. So everything we do is to build you up to do what Khalil has done. So if you've seen what Khalil was before, you know that he's been building up to it, and he didn't get here overnight. It takes time. So that's for the people who think big, like, well, why do I have to do this, or how does it work like this? It's all a system. It's all designed so you can learn as quick as possible, as quick as possible.
Let's talk about this contract real quick. Sounds real big, right? Somebody wanna read the first sentence?
We require that you, as a presenter, sign the one more contract form.
Alright, next paragraph.
Being a one-more presenter is not a right, but a privilege given to the members who show that they want to become leaders that thrive in this business and agrees to follow the policies and guidelines of One More Movement.
During your allotted time, you are in charge and are responsible for taking constructive criticism from other members and applying it to make yourself a more effective presenter.
Presenting comes with great responsibility that requires strategic training and dedication. System etiquette will be used at all times, and all members shall honor and respect one another as professionals.
Alright, so everybody good with that? Pretty cool. The only thing at the bottom, is, it says, I hereby agree that my presentation may be transcribed for publication and or audio or video recording for educational purposes, and if recorded, may be broadcasted on a non-commercial basis. Basically, we may use some of the presentations, like right now we're live, we're not recording live, but sometimes the presentations are used like, we might do a recording for presenter training,
Yeah,
like
right.
some kind of ad or something, just something fun, but it may be, you might be on TV, alright, is that okay? And if it's okay, people would sign up about it.
Not real TV,
Not real TV.
YouTube TV.
All right, any questions about the contract and why do we have a contract? Anybody know why we got a contract?
Because they were not, they were made for growth.
Record keeper, that's good.
Especially for you to know who have, as presenters.
Okay, that's good.
I think it would be, it's good, so it, other people won't botch it up, because you can give a bad reputation if you misrepresent the facts or if you don't know the facts. And so with this, it's like you have to train them before you really get up before people to present it. At least you'll know it and not have somebody not know what they're presenting and get other people the wrong facts.
Perfect. Good job. She knew. That's great. So what she's saying is actually absolutely right. The thing is, like, if we just said, okay, anybody who's in my econ can get up and present. Well, if you bring guests, you're gonna be mad if somebody come in here and don't do their presentation right. You're not only affecting your people, you're affecting the people that's brought in here. And many times, if we got somebody in the room, they need to see it because we might not ever get it again. And they need to see it the right way. And that's why we do presenter training. Everybody's not gonna present the same, but we have to have the same information.
System.
This is system. Another thing, before you can actually present, you have to be an EVP. Uh-oh, I forgot to write that down. Uh-oh, you have to be an EVP before you present. Why? Anybody know? What was the reason? Anybody know why you got to be EVP?
I was just saying that you got some work to get to EVP, so you know a little bit more
Right.
that you can get out there. Do something.
Okay. You committed.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, David.
You ready? Let's go with it. I'll put it on. Thank you. Thank you all. All right, so everybody got a good understanding, working knowledge, why we got contracts, why you need to be EVP, all that good stuff? All right, any questions? What do you all decide from this? Like, why do you want to do it? tonight we're gonna talk basics, and then we're gonna do presenter training. How many times a month y'all wanna do it? Cause we're gonna be here anyway. Once? Twice? Oh, okay. Twice? Okay. Twice a month. Twice a month. At least. All right, cool. And then once we get more people doing it, we ain't have to be here. Y'all got it. I ain't coming. And that's what I was just kidding.
No, we
We're not
don't.
going for that. All right, so let's talk about it. What we got here? Announcements and all that stuff. That's just the beginning part. Talking tips. What is talking tips? Let's go. Let's read.
Have high energy, don't be dull.
One y'all about that is my biggest, like, you think that high energy is always good, sometimes it can kick on the collar. Like, that's my biggest downside. I can admit that.
Oh, my goodness.
Sometimes my energy just go out the roof because I get so excited to have people on the call. I start talking fast. I'm like, I don't know what to do next.
If y'all know this, y'all know if you get to holler, you're like, yeah! Hey, tone of voice.
Yeah. Man,
Calm down. Calm down, okay?
I'll be this close to passing out. I tell myself I'm this close to passing out because I don't breathe. Keep it.
Yes. I should have put that on her. Did I put breathe on you? Write that down. Breathe.
Make sure you breathe.
Before you put it in the background.
Man, good thing I know how to swim because I hold my breath like I'm swimming.
So do you have anybody else in the house when you be doing it? I mean, the first couple of times you do it, you don't just leave you hanging out there home by yourself, do you? I do. Oh,
Yeah.
I be in my car a lot.
I've been in the car too.
Yeah, but you've been doing it 2 years, okay? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, mind talking too fast when people cannot keep up.
Alright, let's talk about that. Cool, keep on. What's next?
Chris, concise pronunciation of words. I know you should sound choppy, be smooth but clear.
What is that, child?
What is choppy? Can anybody give an example of that?
Use crisp, concise pronunciation of words.
Is that
Could be chop.
that is good.
That
Woo,
was-
woo, woo, that is teaching them.
Or it could be like these new rappers like,
General Wade, who trained me to be a speaker.
really?
And she would tell us that when you are on that stage, you will speak your words and you will say them and enunciate clearly. So that even the fly on the back wall can understand everything that you are saying.
Yeah, we know
So
that.
we don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nothing, I, was it, no, Miss Gerald, is that name?
Geraldine Wade.
Hang
Geraldine
up.
Wade
That's
would be,
what we know.
would be talking to DT.
Now,
Downtown.
Right.
alright, what's next? Move quickly.
Big excited about the smile to your personality and to the cause.
Ah. Everybody understand that? Pretty simple. Can you tell when somebody's smiling and having fun?
Yeah.
Because you sound like that.
I be sounding like this all the time. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, we kids have kids trying.
I do, over there by myself in the car.
It be funny sometimes because you'll laugh at your, like, sometimes you'll laugh at yourself. She'll be like, oh, I messed that up. But you want to be like, that's authentic. Like, you don't want to sound like everything is scripted. It's authentic. That's authentic.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the other night, I Candace laughed at myself. Because I was like at 8:55 Central, 9:55 Central. Oh, no, I mean, yeah.
You want that on the car. You want to be authentic. You want to be authentic.
It gives it a human touch.
Exactly.
It don't come off sounding like an infomercial.
Exactly.
So this is what I was doing 243. Sound like an infomercial. I got this bad word going.
Awesome. What we got? Be excited. Oh, walk while you're talking. Don't pace. So let me tell you what happened to Kevin one time. So Kevin, he was there, and I don't even know he's been doing this for a while. So I don't know what happened to him. I ain't gonna tell you what really happened.
No, you can tell them.
So he had smoked a cigar before he went to the car. Oh my God. So he smoked a cigar, y'all. What do you mean? Hey, don't judge him. He was going through something at the time. He smoked a cigar and he was on the call with his breath held, pacing. Like, and then he sat down, but he didn't breathe. Y'all, he was about to pass out.
Oh, this
I
close to
said,
passing out.
Kevin, what are you doing? Kevin. So y'all, please don't be a Kevin.
No.
Pacing and not breathing.
Make sure
And
you
just
breathe.
messing up, okay?
Make sure you breathe.
Don't do that. I don't know if anybody else on the call really recognized it, but he was horrible.
It was like, you know, it can be hurt.
It could be hurt.
Yeah, or maybe I'm used to it. I don't know. Nah, that's not me.
Yeah.
I mean,
But a man trained ear.
Doesn't hear it.
no, you don't. But after they called the trained ears on the call me. They said,
Well,
we heard you.
yeah, but the untrained ear
They don't.
doesn't hear
You're right.
that because they're looking for
gonna get dropped.
It's like, it is. All right, next. Refrain from using big words. We should be able to talk to a person that is 75 years old as well as an 8-year-old.
You reminded me on your presentation,
Conjure.
you said conjure.
Yeah. what's
I
that?
don't know what conjure means.
What conjure mean? Yeah.
Wow, I don't remember saying it.
Yeah, we did. We didn't just conjure this up. We did. Yeah, I remember that. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was giving you a pass because you didn't do it often. But
Nah, you use like 3 big words.
Yeah. Be something.
We feel like a big word count. Candace got some big words she used to. She used to use simplification. You don't think that's big, but to a person who really use simplification, we gonna use simple words.
One of the things to remember is, in journalism, we always teach to write and tell your story at 4th grade level.
Keep going. Sound as if you're having a conversation, not reading from a paper. All right, great. No, it is very easy to get disengaged in a conversation. I'm sorry, disengaged in a conference call because we cannot see the person speaking. It is important that we keep our audience engaged like they can see us. Make them want to see who you are. Another thing, when we're talking in here, talk like you're about to do a presentation. Everything is practice from now on. Kind of turns into boot camp after a while. For example, Ron used to speak very low, just like Mr. Hill over there. And every time you talk to him, if they don't speak up, it's like, I'm sorry, I just do not understand anything. Even if you heard them say that because they should speak up, you have no problem hearing me right now. Everyone should speak that way because at the front of the room, they need to hear you speak concise. When you start practicing it, it becomes natural.
And you start doing it all the time. And then sometimes the reason you do it that way is because you not always have a mic. Sometimes your mic is you.
Yeah.
That's all you get. So we practicing to make you just better all around. I know Kiana asked earlier, she was like, Kevin, this is going to help me at my job too. Yeah, do you know they pay you more money to be able to do public speaking at your job? Because public speaking is like the number 2 fear. It's number 1. Number 2 fear. So this can help you in other parts of your life as well. And Miss Taylor, she teaches, so she public speaks every day. Pretty much. But just know that.
Ron?
Personal advice, please eliminate any distractions that you can, because you have to remember
Now, you can go find your own example after that.
Why did I do that? Make the whole thing. You gotta think, man. So what I found is that if we give you every single thing, all you would ever do is use exactly what's on this paper. And I really just would love for you to use your own example and be creative, because we don't want to put you in a box. This is not sounding like Candace, this is not sounding like Kevin, it's not sounding like Mr. Thomas. It's about using what we have as what you have for right now, then make it your own, but we stick to what we're talking about.
Put your own furniture in there.
Put your own furniture in there. Alright?
Put your own furniture.
Okay, within a Catholic society, we got the 2 objectives, then we got the 4 challenges, and that all makes sense. This is just a breakdown, and it's a script. Now, granted, I know the first couple times you're gonna use the script, perfectly fine, but at least sound like you and don't sound like you're reading. Okay. Any questions about the script? Pretty simple. All right, let's turn it over. Everybody see the second, other one, the 3, and that should really just be solutions. I just forgot to move the 3, so mark that readout, because we got 4 solutions, right? All right, so there's solutions there, 4, whatever. Okay, any questions? Do you feel like you got what you need? At least? Yeah? All right, closing, you can say whatever you want to say, but that's just a good little script that you can use. And next, you want to edify the next person, so this is important. Flip it over. You look at the last page on the back. Hopefully, a piece with the phone cover. All right, so it says we will turn to the interviewer. Usually, the person who did the 2, 4, 3 is not the person that's going to do the interview for tonight or host the call. That's too much work, and I don't think you like that. So refer to the interviewer, the welcomer should edify and mention all 4 of these attributes about them. So edification process is very important. This is a good brief script. You can use this, it's perfectly fine, but you can always make it your own. What's very important about this edification process is that if you can do this edification, you can introduce people at the front of the room. So the system applies in every aspect. Edification is at the front of the room on any call, and then 2, 4, 3 is at the end of your presentation. So now you're halfway through the presentation. When you learn this, you're really on a good page. Really, really on a good page. Now, what I would encourage, and we're basically done if you all don't have any questions, we got some little small things we'll talk about. But what I would encourage is to internalize the information. You know that we wake up every day with 2 objectives: pay your bills and get ready for retirement. But you have to internalize that to understand that it's not just a script. This is what we do every day. Many people go to jobs. This is what everyone does. If you internalize the information, it comes so much more natural to you. And when you're talking about it, it's just like anything, bam, bam, bam. If somebody's like, well, give me a little bit about what you're talking about. Give me a short presentation. If all else fails, give them the 2, 4, 3 or 2, 4, 4. If all else fails. And then you're like, dang, I know I need that. Well, what you doing to this tonight? So that's what I got. Got anything, Ken? Anybody else?
That's all I got. I mean, it's, yeah, everything on here. Big shout out to Ryan and Candace for putting this together. They definitely.
Everything's good. I think we're good. Just make sure you call Ryan when you're ready. Don't call me. Call Ryan.
Ran my phone number. I'm messing with y'all so y'all can hear like the break, yeah.
Yeah, we should be more aware of the words we use in training because we have new people and the verbiage to make sure we're not using what is called jargon. So we apologize, I apologize, but please ask your questions though, because everyone needs to answer them because it helps them to get better, it helps me to get better, everyone to get better, and that means we're growing as a team, as a community.
I guess question number one is, we're talking about a tax strategy. So how do you use it as a tax strategy? Like, for instance, I was told that I could deduct the business, the amount we pay monthly. Do you make copies of your receipts and put it inside the business, the manager, cash manager? I mean, how did you get started with like after week 1, after week 2, what did you do?
Great question. Go for it, guys. What y'all-
Anyone want to answer that question?
Let's just start from after week 1, after week 2, and you're still sort of, I think I know where you're going with this. What did you do? How did you keep up with your receipts, and how do you know when you can count off for taxes? Did you read your book first? Did you get your book first? I mean, how did you jumpstart? Because before I can talk to anybody about the business, I've got to understand it thoroughly myself. And I don't feel like right now, I'm just really new, I don't even have my book yet. So I don't really know enough about anything.
What y'all got?
Basically, when I got it, well,
Make it simple now, you try it.
from personal note, the way when I was presented to it, the way I got the information is you'll hear check the back office, you become a member in your software. You have all the information there. And when we mentioned back office is under the tab. So, yeah, tools. When you go to tools, you will see all of your documents. And you can go in your documents, and that's a great place to really start for you to learn your business. Because you have your orientation and
Videos.
That's great. That's great. She's seen that set, she's seen her video, her training tab and everything like that, her back office. Seen that. Let's go back to the original question. You got something?
Well, I was ATA when I joined.
And always remember, it's not what you can prove to the IRS, it's what they can't prove. I always remember that, like, most people think, well, I gotta prove to the IRS don't even care about your business deductions unless you can't prove it. They can care less. Like, the IRS, like, most people think that I'm gonna start doing these deductions, they're gonna be looking at me, you ain't making no money. Like, I did them, I was like, I ain't making no money yet, but they really look at me like that. So, this is for everyone, don't be afraid to take your deductions, because, you know, most people are like, I'm afraid, but don't be afraid.
To answer your question, you feel with that?
Yeah.
And it won't come up next. So, anything else, anybody? Anybody got any questions, burning desires to talk about? I have a burning desire to redeem myself.
What happened?
I messed up on the call a couple Wednesdays ago.
Oh.
I said not say anything still. I messed up on the call a couple Wednesdays ago. And because I wasn't prepared, I was away from home.
It's not time.
So I will be the next time. Alright?
I'm
Watch out.
Oh, I'm trying.
It's gonna be on the
We'll look
call.
out tomorrow.
Kenyatta, the one thing,
We'll look out tomorrow.
you get the phone and crash, you came right on back.
Yes, it is. That's what you need to go to the system.
You did it. So,
And then, you know what? It already happened. You can't change it. It's already go.
Let it go.
Just work back down.
it's in the past.
Yeah, work back down.
Great job. I'm gonna say, she still, yeah, was doing a great job, it's just, she let her nerves get to her. And then she let us know that it was Ryan, he kept on, he did great with her too. Cause when he came, he didn't just holler like, yeah, you can do it. He said, you're doing good, come on. You know, so
I was watching you do it, 'cause I was looking at you the whole time. You know, I was looking at you. I was looking and listening at you the whole time. Because you was in the car, and I was like, yeah, I'm in the car. I got happy. I started smiling. Then I ate the bean power. Yeah, it was
but she did great. I mean, you know, it's just, that's why I'm saying, you know, I can see myself going through a chaos.
yes, everyone went.
Don't be like the nerves, don't be like, oh God, I get all these folks.
When we first started, Candace was like 3 people on the call, me, Candace, and Ryan. And we was doing the call like we was in front of y'all right now. Like, it just started off that way. So you're going to start like that. That's good. It's good to start like that. Because things always 300 people on the call. You're going to be good then. You're like, I've been practicing 10. Good.
So has anyone here gotten debt free yet? From this, like I know, when I get my numbers, I can be debt free by year. So has anybody actually went through those steps?
All right. Get your testimony.
Well, I started my, about 20 minutes.
I'll give you mine.
And I was able to get back, just $450 check. And I was able to pay all of my credit cards. And I paid my last note on my AGD last month. What's your credit score? I look down to when I pay it off, so I have to need something.
Oh, but 2 points, where it go down from?
809.
Okay. Like, really? Like, you should think get the information, like, oh, please. Yeah, really, you gonna go back and make some more debt for 2 points? It's not. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
But you still get anything, you want from me.
When you get an 800 club, you really don't have to worry about it. When you're an 800 club.
I ain't sure.
Khalil's another one. Khalil's, what, 20 years old? 21 years old? And he'll be completely debt free, student loans and everything next year.
2 years, 1.5 years.
And then some of us got student loans, we got like lifetime debt. So I'm gonna get my master's and all that kind of stuff. And so my debt gonna be a little bit longer.
Mine, I ain't paying them things.
That's a whole other strategy. If we done, hey Ron.
We got a couple of things, but go ahead.
Okay, no, I'll wait. I need my core.
And Camille, just